6 goals, 3 penalties, 2 nations, and 1 GOAT.
Evening, Tate.
Evening, Jack. How are we?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yes, very well, thank you. Very well. The World Cup is over.
It's done. It's finished.
Another 4 years. Good World Cup, though, I thought.
Yeah, I think it was overall pretty good.
I'm looking forward to the Premier League starting,
Yeah.
which we will get into at the end of the podcast. But we'll start off. The main podcast will be the review of the World Cup final. Congratulations, Argentina, on winning their 3rd World Cup. But before we get into that, we might as well start with the teaser. And here we go. Kingsley Coman and Tukameni both missed penalties for France last night. But who missed the penalty for France in the 2006 World Cup final shootout?
Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to that. I've had a good record, I think, but yeah, that could be here for a while. So, we'll come back to that. Good question.
Okay. So, without further ado, let's start with the review of the game yesterday. Argentina versus France, both who we predicted would be in the final from the semi-finals, obviously in last week's podcast. Yeah. And what a game!
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? And in the end, it turned out to be a brilliant game. I thought to about the 70th, 75th minute, it was done. I thought I was messaging and talking to people. I just thought, hand it over to Argentina now. But then, like we'll talk about. But Mbappe came alive and about the 80th minute, and then from then on, it was brilliant.
Made a hell of a game out of it. But we'll start the lineups. Obviously, there was a bit of rumours going into the game that France might be without both their first choice centre halves, wasn't there? About there's a flu going around the camp or an illness going around.
And there was rumours of Benzema as well. And I'm not sure.
Yeah, Benzema potentially coming in, but he's retired this morning.
Yeah, he's now woke up full. Actually, no.
I don't think he could be bothered to come. But both teams pretty much went as they normally do. The only change I think for Argentina was Di Maria came in, and was it Tagliafico started?
Yeah, they left
instead.
back. I was quite not. I mean, Di Maria was obviously very good and scored a goal, was brilliant, but he's not really played a lot in this tournament.
I think he played 30 minutes.
I think he's played one full game, and then here and there he's sort of been taken off and subbed on. So to start obviously the World Cup final, the biggest game of his career, then he's obviously doing something right. But I think it was pretty sort of expected, wasn't it? The lineups,
he's got a lot of experience, hasn't he? He's got proven track record of scoring in finals, and
although I thought he was really emotional, he just kept crying. It was like he scored, he cried. France equalised, he cried. Then Argentina scored again. Messi scored, and then he cried again. It was just he just couldn't stop.
He should be used to that. All Spurs players crying.
It was weird to see, but
But it was. It started off a little bit cagey first 10 minutes, but Argentina soon, I thought, grew into the game really well.
Yeah, they started much quicker.
The ball around nice, had a few chances, and France, I thought, were absolutely dire.
Yeah, they just looked nervous and shell-shocked, didn't they, by the whole situation. Maybe, like the flu, everyone was saying the illness, maybe that had a part to play, who knows, but...
It looked like they were playing like they'd just been on the toilet all night.
They just
started off
pretty
badly.
Couldn't move, they were poor.
Especially the midfield, like Barcelona, Argentina's midfield got real grip of the game, and France took a many, and Rabiot just couldn't get a hold of it, and Griezmann in there, there were so many gaps getting played around, and especially Koundé down the right-hand side.
He looked poor, didn't he? I thought not that performance, but when we played him, I thought, our left wing, if it was Foden or so, obviously it turned out to be Foden, but I thought that's maybe they spoke about it, who knows, but I thought maybe that's an area, and he showed it last night that he could have got him, but...
Because it was Di Maria causing the problems down their left, France's right. Didn't help with probably the worst performance in World Cup history from Dembele.
Oh, God, yeah.
Supporting him on that right-hand side was... His first touch went under his foot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Literally, the first time we got the ball, played into him, and like you said, within a few minutes, straight under his foot, out for a throw, and that just set the tone, didn't it?
He looked like an absolute deer.
He looked like a little schoolboy, didn't he? It was very odd. Very odd.
And then I remember I was watching the game, and there was Di Maria, the ball in the corner. Bloke dived in, and I was just screaming, "Don't foul him! Don't foul him! Don't foul him!" Stupid.
Yeah.
I could call it a tackle, whatever it is. It's a coming together. What are you doing?
Oh.
You've just been sold. I know you want to try and help your team, but it just brain dead. It's so brain
everyone
dead.
Everyone said it was obviously very soft, but it just is a foul. And it's always been given, and like they were saying, but the VAR and the refs aren't gonna overturn it because it's not the classic clear and obvious mistake. Blah blah. And then it was just Dembele just summed him up really. And the 40 minutes he was on the pitch for was probably like you said, the worst 40 minutes.
Absolute shambles, wasn't it? It was like I said, it was always going to be given a penalty, and Messi stepped up, and that was his fifth penalty, I think it was. He's been given. Missed one, scored 4 so far this World Cup.
Yeah.
And he's taken a variety of penalties, hasn't he? Whether he's done the little shutter, send the keeper on his arse,
they basically
or just run up and blast it like he did in the semi.
Yeah, he's got everything. He's got everything. And that's, Mbappe, everyone knows he scored 3 penalties, and Messi, he scores in normal time, and then he scores his penalty in the shootout, and just, it sounds really harsh, but that Harry Kane took his second penalty. You just see the difference. Like Mbappe, he didn't even look bothered. It looked like he was in the park with his mates. No one was in goal. Messi didn't phase him one bit. Slots him home perfectly. Yeah. But that just shows you maybe that's a slight difference with us.
But there's pressure, and then there's like this added more pressure. There's pressure of a quarter-final.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like they're in the World Cup final. Messi, his whole career, the whole country, every single player wants him to score, win the World Cup, and he steps up and scores. Same with Mbappe. He's 23 years old, but he's got his whole country on his shoulders, his whole team on his shoulders, and he steps up and scores a hat trick. So, yeah.
But that was Argentina's 5th penalty awarded this tournament. It's the most of any World Cup nation since 1966.
That is ridiculous, isn't it?
And Messi's obviously taken all 5. 4 of them have added towards his goal count of, what did he get? 7.
3 assists, so. Yeah. And on Messi, quick, he's won 5 man of matches.
In this World Cup?
In this World Cup. First player to do so.
Not
ever.
Right. But I will contest. I will contest the 5th one he won. He wasn't man of the match yesterday.
Last night, no
he wasn't. I don't
know. I'm
going to score a hat trick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Mbappe was ridiculous, but
I don't think he was even. It was obviously Klopp, but Di Maria on that for the 64 minutes he played was the best Argentina player on that pitch.
Everyone was banging about McAllister as well, weren't they?
Martinez saved a penalty and made that ridiculous save at the end.
Yeah, true.
Obviously he played like 9 out of 10 years ago. Mbappe had to have won man of the match yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. Or did Mbappe just turn up for the last 40 minutes?
40 very good minutes.
Yeah, they're much better than Dembele's 40 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely arguing. But then this, I'm sure we'll mention it, but it's the fairy tale, isn't it, Messi?
Yeah, no, he was always going to get it. So obviously he set them ahead 1-0, and France still looked just
nothing. Didn't react to that at all.
Hadn't come out.
No.
And then I think France had a little counter-attack, and then basically Argentina counter-attacked on them, found the space.
That was brilliant.
Ball straight into, was it McAllister, and then Messi flicked around the corner to Alvarez, who played first time, played McAllister through, who then slotted it across, and then Di Maria banged it into the floor, bounced over Hugo Lloris, and made it 2-0.
And at that point, I just thought
game over.
Yeah, I just thought, well, bloody hell. And again, I keep banging about England, but France going to that would be England in a World Cup final. Would be 2-0 down, half time, game over. See you boys. But yeah, that was it. It just felt like France were crumbling, and Argentina just were relentless and kept going and going. And I saw nothing else but 90 minutes, 3 or 4-0. But yeah, no, they. I think the big thing, just for half time, when the subs he made Deschamps.
Yeah, so Di Maria scored in the 36th minute, and then in the 41st minute, Ousmane Dembele and Olivier Giroud were replaced by Marcus Thuram and Kolo Muani. I want to say his name was.
Good. I want to go with that. Yeah.
Is that pronounced correctly?
Yeah.
So Muani scored his first goal, didn't he, in the semis? Haven't really seen much of him or Thuram, to be honest.
No.
But Giroud was having a shocker. Apparently, he was carrying an injury.
Yeah, and that's because obviously, yes, Dembele was terrible, and that was obvious. But he might have been, who knows? But I think Giroud, they were mentioning an injury, maybe the illness. I don't know, but you saw his reaction, didn't you? Obviously, a World Cup final, you'd be fuming. But I think he's probably more frustrated with how he's playing and how his team was. He's tuning down. What can Giroud do? Like, Dembele was terrible, but what could they do? And yeah, it's pretty brave from the manager, really, to change it that quickly.
I mean, there were 40 minutes of Giroud I've seen plenty of times.
Yeah, exactly. That is Giroud. I'm sure you're really fond of.
I've seen that performance being put in 1,000 times by him.
Yeah.
But no, that was, like you said, really brave. But he had to do something.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. It's a World Cup final. That's it. It's your
You
last
can't
chance.
wait. What's the point
Exactly.
of waiting?
Exactly. Yeah.
4 minutes, and it wasn't 4 minutes because there was 7 minutes added on for added time.
Yeah.
So it was another 11 minutes to play. Like,
and it's not a season. You haven't got next week to but got to bounce back and get a run of results. You've got essentially 90 minutes to change the game round, and I think they made a difference, and they definitely improved France.
Especially Kolo Muani, I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think they weren't like brilliant players. I don't think they're world beaters, but they were obviously far better improvement than what Giroud.
It changed the shape, didn't it? They put Mbappe through the middle.
Exactly, yeah.
I think that Muani played on the right and Thuram played on the left. Marcus Thuram was looking to be the first ever father and son duo.
Yes, his dad. I saw they kept going to his dad, didn't they, in the crowd? Yeah.
But then obviously it went 2-0 half time, and I thought there's no way back for France. They thought they had to have scored or got a shot or done something. They didn't even have a shot.
And that's what I was saying
in the first
when I was
half.
watching it. Yeah, there was not a shot. Their first shot on target was like the 60. I've got it somewhere. 67th minute, 64th minute, or something stupid. The first shot on target there of a World Cup final, and they got players like Mbappe. They had Giroud, Dembele, Griezmann. Yeah, exactly. So
half time, Argentina were cruising. Even into the second half, like you said, I watched it at my dad's and was thinking, it's just a bit. I was a bit like, because I actually wanted France to win. I wanted them to win. I wanted Mbappe to get a second World Cup. Just prefer France, and there was an Arsenal player in the squad, so I was like, I'd rather if anyone they win it. Yeah. And I was like, it's just a shame that sort of been a bit of a no contest. This.
Yeah. And that is true. I know, Mbappe stepped up in the 80th minute, but up until that point, it was exactly that, no contest, and like another team rolled over in a final.
I can't really remember much happening in that. I mean, obviously Camavinga came on at left back, and I thought he made a big difference when he came on. I thought he played really well. Probably the most notable thing was Di Maria coming off, and he was replaced by Acuna. They didn't actually go back to they have been going to a 5 at the back, haven't they?
Yeah, they went defensive, didn't they? And that almost brought on, because like you said about France, I thought second half they've got to come out like any team that's down. You come out at first 15 minutes, you just absolutely go for it, try and get a goal, and what is there to lose? But they didn't really, they just carried on as they were. But yeah, Mbappe came to life in the 80th minute, didn't he?
Yeah, because Camavinga came on, and so did Coman came on for.
I thought he was quite good when he came on. He was decent.
But surprisingly for Argentina, they have played Otamendi pretty much throughout the tournament for some reason. And Otamendi, for your Premier League listeners, was a shambles at Man City, absolute shambles. And he's done exactly what he's done all his career: just give away a stupid penalty
over nothing.
Arguably lucky to stay on the pitch.
I thought that is that. When I was watching, I was like, maybe they'll have a look, but nothing.
I was screaming red card.
Yeah. It was just brushed aside, wasn't it? But exactly that. It was nothing. I'm sure everyone was watching it like we were, and nothing was happening. And Otamendi stupidly gives them a lifeline.
It was that Kolo Muani, wasn't it? He brought it down. Like I said, stupidly brought him down. But he's got that in his locker. You've always seen him have it. He's never learnt. He's not very good, I don't think. He's never has been a world beater. Mbappe steps up. Martinez goes the right way, gets a hand to it.
Gets a little hand.
Bang on. 10 minutes to go.
Game on,
Here we go. I still didn't think, I don't know whether they get back into it or not. And then literally, what was it, 60 seconds later?
It's probably less than that. It says 81st, but it's probably less than that.
Rabiot plays not a great ball.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, go on.
Wasn't a great ball. Mbappe's dealt with it, improvised, headed it down. I think it was Thuram who's then dinked it over, might be Romero's head.
Yeah.
And...
ridiculous.
Who hits that first time? Take a touch, maybe put it in your left foot.
When you watch it again, there's so much going on. Like his left shoulder's like basically touching the grass. He's on. He's horizontal. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Or is it vertical?
Horizontal is sideways, I think.
Okay,
no, vertical is.
Either way, Mbappe's sprawled across the floor, connects with a ridiculous volley, keeps it low. There's just so many things that why the ball shouldn't go where it did, and he does, and ridiculous.
And he's absolutely spanked it, and he's just bounced in, gone in, flown past Martinez, and it's shell shock. You're like,
oh my god, yeah.
What are we just watching?
Yeah, and like you said, Rabiot's. I thought when Rabiot passed, I was like, bloody, that was an awful ball. Like it was sort of at his neck, and it was just like it was 2-1. You need to go forward, and like every moment you have has got to count. And he blasts it, Mbappe. But like you said, Mbappe deals with it, and 1-2, bang, game on.
Killy.
Sturridge
Stepped up.
Was getting his draft ready.
Just stepped up when it really mattered.
Yeah.
And what a goal! When it was his third goal in a World Cup final at the time. The scenes on the French bench were just...
it's good.
Like,
they were bang up for them.
All the subs ran across the pitch.
Yeah, they were right up for it.
And at that stage, I thought, right, they're going to do this. They've got
well,
9 minutes.
Everything, the whole momentum just changed, didn't it? Everything was for them. Like I said, they were down and out, and then suddenly 2-2, they're full of life again, and Mbappe was ready to run around everyone and put it in. But
and then a couple more chances before it went to extra time. I remember a couple of chances. I think Martinez made a save, Lloris made a save.
Was Martinez save? Oh no, that was extra time, wasn't it? The Martinez. But I think Lloris from Messi in 90 still. It was 2-2, but I think Messi had a shot and Lloris made a really good save. Really good save.
It was straight down his throat, but
the ball moved in it just last minute.
Yeah, it was a good save.
Yeah, it was good. And then extra time.
Brought up to extra time. And remember, you sent me a text saying, imagine golden goal. But this is
imagine the scenes now. The golden goal World Cup final.
I mean, I will give this World Cup final. Will give credit where credit's due, as this was a fantastic advert for those extra time.
Yeah.
Because of
extra time was good. It was exciting. It wasn't a boring one.
Normally golden goal has been atrocious in this World Cup. A World Cup's been
extra time.
Extra time, should I say? Sorry, has been.
Yeah, imagine the 108th Messi rebound. Golden goal.
Worst goal ever to win them. But they see what I thought. France started really well, and I didn't really see Argentina getting into it. It was a counter-attack goal, wasn't it? They brought on Lautaro Martinez, and he is. I saw him online. He misses so many chances, but he gets these chances. So there's obviously a good player in there somewhere.
He must be doing something right, yeah.
Like but he missed like 2 chances before he even got that chance, and then he smashed it at Lloris. Great save, wasn't it? Yeah. And it's trickled down to Messi, who's sort of kicked it with his studs bundled over the line just. Because I was adamant. I was like, he's offside, it's offside.
Everyone said it, but then
because it was
blatantly obvious.
It was not Varane's bunda, wasn't it? Keeping him onside.
His big back.
Keeping him onside, just like a fantastic run. Great save by Lloris, and Messi's obviously bundled it home way over the line. He's given it 3-2, 108th minute, and he thought, oh,
that was France
are dead now, and they're not going to come back from this. And, what should we know?
Yeah, that man Mbappe again.
So that was obviously the first half of extra time, and then it came from a corner, didn't it? And the corner came in, got cleared, and Mbappe was on the edge of the box, smashed it, and I screamed, I shouted penalty.
No, there was a bit of confusion though.
And he gave, the commentators were like, free kick, and I was like,
he's definitely
in the box. He definitely handballed it.
Yeah.
And
I did think that as well, because it was like you said though, because I think the guy Montiel handballed it on Montiel, and he obviously handballed it in the box to my viewing. They obviously ran out, so it looked like he was out, and then there was a bit of confusion. The ref sort of gave it, but didn't quite point, and the commentators didn't know what was going on. And then they were showing a replay, and then it's a penalty, and then
definite penalty, I think.
100%. Yeah, 100%. His arms way out. It was.
It was up by his. It was a save, effectively. I know you could say it was hard, but it was a penalty. And then it was Kylian to step forward
again
to become the second man ever to score a hat-trick in the World Cup final. And was there any ever doubt?
No.
Not even an ounce of sweat on him. Around.
Yeah, he just didn't look. I think at that one he kept looking at the ref, kept looking at the goal ref, whatever, but there was nothing. There was no doubt that he was going to score. There was not an ounce of him.
He put it in exactly the same corner as he put the other one in, and ran off celebrating. That was his goal. That was the 4th goal in World Cup final for him, which is pretty nuts.
Pretty good start, isn't it? Considering he's 23.
Yeah, ain't too bad. And that was in the 118th minute.
Yeah.
And then I thought, surely that's it. And then they added 3 minutes on. Not much happened, and then in the 123rd minute, I can't remember if it was a Conte or Americano who played the long ball over.
Yeah, I think was it Thuram or the other guy?
It was Kolo Muani.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Who I think it might have been Otamendi who reached for the ball, missed it.
Yes.
And I thought he's got to score. If that was Mbappe,
goal.
That's like
bread and butter.
That's like the goat's been rewritten. Rewritten in one game, 4 goals in World Cup.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him because he's done everything. He's hit the target. He's volleyed
low,
it. Yeah. There's not really much else you could have done. It is an absolutely world class save.
Yeah, he throws Martinez throws his legs and arms away and gets the contact. Brilliant save. But yeah, everyone, I'm sure you're watching it just thinking goal.
Yeah,
and chaos, but
that'll haunt him for the rest of his life. That miss, because it's just could you lift it? But then you're risking it because it's sort of bouncing up. Could he have passed it?
Wide,
No, you're hitting that.
Yeah, first time, just no thought, smash it and go from
It's
there.
just a fantastic save.
Yeah,
And the ball
ridiculous.
was cleared up at the other end, wasn't it?
Yes.
Might be Messi crossed it in, and then an absolutely horrific header from Martinez. He's done all the neck movement, everything, and just headed the ball
timed it all wrong,
straight back at the corner flag.
Yeah, I think he moved his head and the ball just hit him on the other side. It was terribly timed, but that summed him up really, didn't it?
Absolute shambles of a finish, and then that literally brought the end to what was quite a enthralling.
Yeah, it was good. Enthralling
game.
But obviously from the 80th minute, the game was really exciting.
Yes. But before penalties started, I remember saying to my dad, I think that's France have had their chance now, just because purely, I've seen Martinez before. He's proved it in this World Cup. If you're an attacker, he's an absolute shithouse as a goalkeeper for penalties.
Yeah.
And Hugo Lloris is a good goalkeeper. He's had a great career. He's not on penalties.
No,
he's on his line.
We spoke to my dad and obviously brother, obviously all support Tottenham, but we've always said like he's never. I don't think he's ever got. I know he's saved a few along the way, and you're gonna, but I don't know. I just feel like penalties, he's awful. Like he just seems to always either dive the wrong way or just get nowhere near it. And this morning I was listening to something, and they had a French reporter on, and he said, like as a country, as a nation, we just felt that Lloris is rubbish. Basically, he just said he's rubbish at penalties, and they didn't lose the World Cup because of Lloris, but. Yeah, I just thought exactly that Martinez, the way he is, and the way Lloris are, that's a huge role in a penalty shootout, and I just thought,
my dad said that he's not saving one.
No.
And Martinez will win this World Cup for him, and obviously Mbappe stepped up first, scored.
Messi stepped up.
Risky penalty, that one. He put it closer than he thought he was going to put it, because Lloris went the wrong way and then got back a bit.
Yeah, but even then, like Lloris is. I don't know, like it just seemed like surely you save it. Messi just rolled it in, just died. I don't know. Obviously, it's very easy to say that here, but even that one was just like classic, just typical Lloris.
Kingsley Coman stepped up, and I thought, that was a Martinez save. Wasn't the best, but it was he's just big, isn't he? He's big and intimidating, and he's shouting at you. He's throwing the ball away. He's putting you off.
He's a massive nuisance, and
Pablo Dybala then stepped up next, who came on in the 120th minute.
I don't like that at all that he did that, but I said he'd miss, but he
wasn't a great. But he should have saved it.
Yeah,
it was straight down the middle with his legs were like close to him.
Yeah, he just placed it down the middle, didn't he? I thought.
I still think Martinez probably saves that because his legs are a bit bigger.
Yeah, or he just doesn't dive straight away. Like you wait a second. I don't know. There's lots of things, but
and then. Tukameni obviously stepping up. That was the one when Martinez
it wide?
Grabbed the ball, threw it away from him, and then he had to get the ball, and then he put it wide. But Martinez went the right way, probably would have saved it. I think there was Perez who stepped up, and I think he might have sent him the wrong way. Or Lloris might have got a hand to it, should have saved it. Or I think
he slotted one away, and then who took the France?
Kolo Momani absolutely belted it down the middle. A good penalty.
Yes, he did smash it, didn't he? And then obviously
Gonzalo Montiel,
the right back
from Sevilla, sent him the wrong way.
That was it,
and that was all she wrote.
That was it was. I'm not all like. There's a lot of people that dislike Argentina and all those idiots and. The Falklands, like that. Just grow up. Like that is not. Just I don't hate a country because of that. I'll probably get slated for that, but that's absolutely fine. But Messi winning it, that moment, you could tell from the players' reactions when they celebrated. They immediately turned to him. It was of course they wanted to win the World Cup. Argentina wanted to win the World Cup, but they were all doing it for another reason other than themselves, and Messi was that reason. It was quite good to see.
Because the celebrations were similar to those of when they won the Copa, when the full-time whistle went, and they all Messi drops to his knees, and they would just run to him.
Just everything about him, and it was brilliant. And the guy that scored, just imagine that feeling. You talk about missing and all those things, and that guy's.
Like you said, he's a right-basis defender. He doesn't get this glory often.
To Argentina fans and Argentinians, he'll be a hero, but to your average football fan, Montiel, right back from Sevilla, means absolutely nothing. And he's sorted his life out forever just from one
Argentinian right back to another former. Lionel Scalini was the manager, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And it was obviously a right back for Argentina. Obviously, and also a right back for West Ham.
Yes, he was. I don't think he was very good, but
he played 13 times in the league for him, and he started the 2006 FA Cup final game against Liverpool.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
You know the Gerrard.
Yeah.
Gerrard, the 3-1. He started that game for him. But he was the first manager to win. He won the Copa for them, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he's the first South American to win the Copa and World Cup for a South American side since, I think, the other 3 times it's happened, it's been Brazilian, like coaches and teams. So.
Yeah, so fair play to him. He'll go down as
he's
absolute legend of Argentina.
He's a hero of Argentina now. But he said in the game, this squad, these players play for their people. They play for the Argentina fans. And he said after the game, that's what I have always seen. There are no rivalries. Everyone pulls together in the same direction. And you could, like I said, you just tell that from their reaction when they won the World Cup. It was just all for Messi. It was all for Argentina. It was incredible to see. The celebrations were brilliant.
That's like it's a bit compare them that sort of team spirit they've got to what like Portugal, for example, or I'd even put Brazil in that category, where it seems that there's 2 massive personalities there.
Yeah, lots of egos and
sort of
big characters. Yeah,
the pressure's on them players, obviously for Messi and for Ronaldo, but the teammates rose to the occasion and helped them finally win that.
Yeah, and with Messi as well, he might be a massive diva. We don't know, but he doesn't seem like it, does he? He just seems like keeps himself to himself, pretty innocent, quiet guy, but he just happens to be the best player we've probably ever seen. And he's just, of course, he's absolutely adored.
And that was the 5th penalty shootout of the 2002 World Cup.
2022.
It's 2022. Yeah. And that was the most by any World Cup in history before, which was found quite interesting. It was the 3rd time, actually. I didn't realise it was only the 3rd time that it had gone to penalties, the World Cup final. So there was...
You'd think it'd be more, wouldn't you?
Italy, it was Italy versus Brazil, 94. Roberto Baggio missed, the classic. He missed it. And then it was obviously...
2006.
Yeah, 2006 France versus Italy. France have lost 2 World Cup finals for penalties.
I suppose at least they've got there.
That's painful, isn't it? And... yes, what was I going to say? Sorry. Like you said, talking about Messi, probably the best player that we've seen, and it was probably fitting for him to lift the trophy. Everything just sort of aligned this tournament, didn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Starting off with the loss against Saudi Arabia,
yeah,
and they've obviously gradually got better. They've found a formation that works, personnel that works, and it's just everything's just clicked into place from there.
And I've got a little bit here. It says Argentina second side to lose the opening match and win the World Cup. So,
was Spain the other one?
Don't actually have it, but you could just everyone thought going into it that Argentina were sort of slight favourites and maybe top 3, top 4 side. And when they lose to Saudi Arabia, everyone's like, oh, they're rubbish and Messi's gonna flop and all this. And lo and behold, they've gone and done it. But just on Messi, I've got some bits on him, but he's the first player to score in every stage of the World Cup. So obviously group, round of 16, quarter-final, semi-final. That's now 26 appearances at World Cup. That's the highest ever out of any player ever. 26 goals at a major tournament. That's the highest of any South American since Ronaldo scored 25. So obviously they play their major tournaments at Copa America and World Cup. Like I said earlier, won 5 man of the matches. That's the first player to do so. And all of that, and there's loads of other stats, but I thought they were more poignant. All at the age of 35. So it's just ridiculous. And on Messi again, he's won everything there is to win as a player, apart from I don't think he's won. So let me explain that. So he
won every competition that he could have as what he's played in.
But in that he's played more than one game. So I think for PSG, he's played one game in their League Cup or something, and they haven't won that yet. But he's won.
So that's holding him back.
Yeah, he's won the domestic cups in France, Spain. Yeah. He's won Champions Leagues. He's won all the international tournaments now. Obviously, yes, he's not playing the Prem, but he's ridiculous. The guy is. Everyone says it, and there's no words that probably actually explain it properly. But
I don't think he was voted in the top 20 players of the Ballon d'Or this year. Just gone, which is. That just shows the mockery of that whole trophy. It's just bin that off completely. Obviously, the 3rd time both France and Argentina were battling out for a 3rd World Cup. and Argentina won it for a third time, having also won it in 78 and 86. 36 years since the last triumph, which seems nuts, isn't it, for a
that does seem
country? But
36 years, that's not... I know it's a long time, but it's all right.
It's not okay. Everyone can win it. That's
no.
I know it sounds silly, but...
Yeah.
And it is every 4 years, and that's why these players get so emotional about it, because you only get... I'd say most top players get 3. If you're lucky, if you're injury free.
And that's
4.
2 World Cups in someone's, like, for example, your lifetime. Yeah. England win the World Cup twice. I'll be over the moon if that happens. It probably won't happen, but yeah. So no, like you said, Argentina not won it for 36 years, but they've shown recently how good they can be.
And it's a strange. I don't know if you've seen it online. It's this called the butterfly effect, when something happens and it all leads on, and what happened, and it was an Arsenal versus Brighton game. That happened to be, it was just after lockdown. It was the second game after lockdown when they obviously had no stadiums, and that was Arsenal. It was 0-0 at the time, and Neil Maupay, he's French. Fouled, burnt Leno. And Leno was out for the season.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no.
And Martinez came on. Martinez has been at Arsenal for 10 years. And he's played 12 games. He's been absolute awful. He was dreadful. And I will always say this. He was rubbish for 8 years. He was awful. He went on loan to Wolves, Sheffield Wednesday, Osasuna, Oxford United.
He was old. He's been all over, isn't he?
Maybe even Cambridge. I don't know. But he's gone to all these teams. And if he was any good... that sort of stuff. Reading he's been on loan to. They would have snapped him up. He was rubbish for us.
Yeah.
His contract was running out, and we were on the cheap, and we thought we've got to give him a go now, because Leno was injured, and he came in. It was actually McAllister's debut as well.
Really?
Yeah. He got the assist. He got the last minute assist for the winner.
Yeah.
And then from there, Martinez played quite well in that game, and then he played the last 10 games of the season, played the FA Cup games, won the FA Cup final, was superb for us, and then went on to win the Community Shield for Arsenal. By the time Bernd Leno was back, and Arsenal were struggling for cash, and he was one player they could sell, because
quite easily,
we were crap, we were crap, and we couldn't sell anyone. And so we sold him to Villa for 20 mil. He's then, through this, has been Arsenal's number 1, Villa's number 1. He's great and gained some international recognition. Started playing for Argentina, because they've always... That's been struggled with Argentina. They've had no defence, no goalkeepers.
Yeah. They've always had a random rogue goalie. Yeah.
Whereas now they've got a solid goalkeeper who is playing well at a high level, and he won the Copper on penalties because he made saves then.
Yeah, he's an animal, isn't he, when it comes to penalties or shootouts in particular.
I think he's a real cog in that Argentina team that's made them. I mean, I'm not his biggest fan because just don't particularly like him.
No.
Don't like most players who leave Arsenal, but I just don't particularly. He's a real cog to make that team. And that's what a dream is made of, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that was his 26th or maybe 20th, 23rd cap for Argentina, and he's won 20 of them. Yeah. He's only lost 3 games,
and he's already won the Copa. He's won the World Cup now.
And I think he's 30 now. He's won. But you literally just played 26 unreal games.
But exactly what you said. It's taken him probably 10, 11 years. I think I saw as similar to what you've said, but the story of him, and he came over to England when he was 17 to basically do something with his life for his family, get back home and all the rest of it. And it's probably taken him over 10 years to become a regular goalkeeper at any club. And now he's gone on to win the World Cup. It's incredible.
That's why I said, Arsenal, do you regret it? No, because he was rubbish. Yeah. He was rubbish for us.
Yeah, that's
sometimes
the worst. So
players,
if you get messages like that. Oh.
Yeah, sometimes players do blossom at other clubs, and he was good for us for 15 games, but we also had him for 10 years.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect. Yeah, exactly. You've had him for so long. You've seen him. Your club has seen him. You're not going to go. He's been very good for 10, 15 games, but there's also 10 years behind him where he's been rubbish. We're not going to suddenly
20 mil for him. I think that was a good deal back then, and I still think it's a good deal now. Would I have him over Ramsdale? I don't know.
No, you probably wouldn't.
No. His kicking is not great. You saw that when he remember that time when he ran out and missed the ball. And
he needed. Yeah, if he'd have missed that could have been.
He could have done better for Mbappe's second goal, I think. Don't know.
Incredible story.
Credit where credit's due. It's a fantastic story, and some of the pictures you see him, he obviously won the Golden Glove, and you see the pictures of him and how cool was that? You were at Oxford Town, or you were this, and
although the celebration when he got the glove, that's pretty weird. It's just strange behaviour. What are you doing? I know that he's probably got a reason for it, but for all those reasons we just said. But it's the World Cup final. The whole world is watching. there's 90,000 people in the stadium, and I don't know if you've seen it, but he grabs the trophy and puts it towards where he should.
Like as a crutch sort.
Yeah, he starts thrusting forward. It's just,
I don't even know
it's just weird. It's just so weird.
But that is that's crazy Emmy apparently. Apparently he's very crazy. But you see it when he does he did a forward moonwalk, didn't he? After when he missed the penalty,
his body, and he done it against Holland, didn't he? Caused absolute mayhem. But
he did cause mayhem then. Yeah.
No, he was good.
And but I was gutted though, because I did want Mbappe to do. I don't know why. I wanted France to do it for. As a team, I think I just prefer France.
I was pretty neutral. I'd say I probably leant towards Messi and Argentina, but I wasn't that fussed really. Wasn't that bothered either way. But Kylian Mbappe, like you said, first player to score a hat-trick in a World Cup since Jeff Hurst. He's only 23 years old. He's already played in 2 World Cup finals, winning one, and obviously runners up.
8 goals he got this tournament.
Golden boot,
and 12 in total now in the World Cup, isn't it? I think is he 4 off Miroslav Klose? I think
possibly, but he scored 7 knockout goals in the World Cup, which is 1 more than Pele before turning 24. And that is just a small sign, if you needed one, of how good that player will be or is already. So
he's just
he's the youngest ever in a World Cup to score 8 goals. So
that's mad. That
I
mean, I saw he became the first player to score a brace in a World Cup final since R9 for Brazil. And there are listeners out there who are big R9 fans. Do watch the documentary on.
It's good,
iPlayer. Really, really good.
Was it on BBC iPlayer? Or,
The Phenomenon, I think it's called.
Right. Well, I'm sure Gary Lineker will smash home the Messi one now, so that R9 is washed. It's gone. Oh, the Lineker. Can we just cover that?
Can we have a touch on Gary Lineker? I even betted on Skype. I tried to put a request bet.
Did they? Didn't respond.
Didn't respond.
Oh, Gary Lineker, the fake Argentinian. That was.
It was a bit much, wasn't it?
Because I watched it on. Did you watch it on BBC? I know it's
BBC.
Probably, I watched it on BBC because I dislike the commentator on ITV. But the Gary Lineker, Messi, love him. It was more Maradona. He just kept bringing up
Diego Armando Maradona.
He just kept bringing up Maradona. It was like, unbearable.
It was the accent he kept putting on as well. Just
like he's actually Spanish. I know he played speak there Spanish and stuff, and he could speak. Yeah, that's fine. But I thought it was just cringe. It was really bad.
Well, that was one of the reasons I actually didn't want Argentina to win, because I knew the loving was coming. It was just everything with Zabaleta in there. Why didn't they have a Frenchie in there? Just Zabaleta in there.
Yeah, true. Could have had Evra.
Yeah.
Evra, Rio, and...
I couldn't stand Evra. Evra and Rio.
Zab.
Rio loves the name drop boys on there as well.
Yes,
he
does.
He goes, Paul goes, I was in the gym with Paul yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Lineker... Oh God, we're back to that match of the day, aren't we? Lineker.
Because I did feel sorry for France. Obviously, going into it, they missed a lot of key players of injuries, and I think they.
Yeah, I mean, I got a bit on
Pogba,
France,
Tate, Benzema, could have made a difference.
Yeah,
Benzema especially. Benzema would have made a difference.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say he should have played because they were pretty good at the back, but I thought Saliba when he played that one game against Tunisia, I just thought maybe he's been very good for Arsenal, and I don't know, do you play players on form? That typical argument, but. Yeah.
The problem is the calibre of the players. Like Konate is good. He's a good player, and Domenico is good.
Yeah, Varane was very good.
Poor old. I feel sorry for him and the other Martinez now. Got to go back and play a slab.
Got to play next to Harry Maguire. Yeah.
Although why you've just brought him up? I brought him up. No, I need to mention this. I know we'll probably do it after the break on the team of the week, team of the tournament. The Sky Sports pundits put him in the team of the week. Are you serious?
What, team of the tournament?
Yeah, Harry Maguire. What?
No.
What?
Oh.
There was I don't care. He played okay. Fine. He played well against Iran.
I mean, the finalists. There's 8 centre halves to choose from.
Yeah, we played. There's quarters, semis, and winners. A quarters who actually won. I'm not even gonna. I saw it. I was just like, tear that up now. Get him out.
That's awful. That's not good.
But I forgot what I was going to say now before I lost track.
No,
Maguire saw red rage.
Yeah, Maguire ran, but
that's feel sorry for. But that showed Varane and Varane the quality of the bloke, of the defender he is, because obviously he hasn't shown that at Man United really, and he could have won. He's won 5 Champions Leagues, and it could have been 2 World Cups.
Exactly.
Bloody hell.
But then maybe that's when he goes to France. He's with like the classic. He's with better players.
Yeah.
At United, he's stuck next to Maguire. He was stuck next to Maguire, so. Yeah, but although on Rafael Varane, when he went down injured, like there was 5-6 minutes to go. It's the World Cup final. You're needed, and he just like whimpered off the pitch.
Yeah,
I thought it was so poor. Like,
but apparently he was one of the ones who was ill as well. Like he looked like when he was walking off, he just looked like he'd done. He's been done. He'd done.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I think he cleared the ball for a corner or something. He just almost give up. I don't know exactly what's gone on.
113th minute he came.
Yeah, I just thought that was like, and the commentator was like, he's giving everything. No, there's like 5 minutes left. The World Cup final. Your country needs you. Like, surely whatever it is, you just fight for it, unless your leg is broken.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
he looked like he'd just in a ghost. To be fair, looked like he was just got nothing left.
Yeah.
I got nothing left. But then should we talk about the awards?
Yes, cover that quickly.
The awards. So the first one up was Young Player of the Tournament. Enzo Fernandez.
The centre mid winning. 21 is he? 21. Benfica.
Yeah, Benfica.
Yeah.
Should we talk about our ones?
We can.
We'll run through the awards and then we'll have a break and then we'll give our predictions.
We'll do our little predictions.
Yeah. So the Young Player of the Tournament was Enzo Fernandez. Then that whole award show for me is an absolute shambles.
Yeah, that was poor. I thought everyone spoke about Messi being given the robe. I'm not sure the cape or obviously the traditional Qatari dress. I just thought was there any need for it? But then I don't know. It's just
It didn't happen in Russia. It didn't happen in Brazil. No, it was no. Yeah,
true.
No need for it.
I think it happened. Pele was given a sombrero in the Mexico World Cup, but that was I don't know. I don't know it was needed. It wasn't needed at all.
No, it sort of just ruins the. I mean, some people say it makes him stand out more in the picture, but if he wouldn't want to wear that.
No, and that's why he took it off straight away, didn't he? So
and also, I did think. I don't think Harry Kane would have put that on. Can you imagine him wearing that?
On that as well, I know. We obviously naturally think about England, but imagine. So we get to the final, England, we lose. And so this World Cup, the Prime Minister of England, Rishi Sunak. So the French, is it president?
Yes, Macron, isn't it?
Yeah, Macron. He was on the pitch like hugging. He was consoling Mbappe. Imagine like Harry Kane.
Imagine Boris.
Oh yeah, exactly. If Boris was still in there and he come on and was like, "Oh, very sorry, look, like hugging and consoling all the players." Oh, it'd be brilliant. Or Theresa May with a skirt on. Oh God, make it stop. Yeah, I just.
Mbappe showed no interest in Macron. He
I didn't get it.
Go away.
Yeah.
And then Salt Bay turned up.
Yeah, no, he's trying to get Messi. He was just like, mate, who are you? Go away. Yeah, it was bizarre.
But the whole award show is, I think, I don't get whether, if you're not in the final, can you win an award? Like, obviously, Golden Boot you can, but where'd you get presented it? Like, if the young player, like...
Well, that's what I thought.
Was the young player, I don't know, was the young player Enzo Fernandez?
Yeah, like you said, exactly that, but obviously the most goals, Mbappe scores 8, that's fine. He's there.
He's there anyway, yeah.
That's helpful. And, the player of the tournament, the player of the tournament, Messi, that was sort of written in the stars. If they win it, it's always going to be Messi. But yeah, you're right. And even if the player of the tournament wasn't Messi or a French player or another Argentinian, like, what do you do? For example, I'll talk about Bellingham, but young player Bellingham, he's at home in wherever, Birmingham, or he's back in Dortmund, like, training or whatever. Does he just fly out for the final because he's going to win the award? It's it's true. Do they just give it to the players that are in the final?
Because I was trying to think back to the Russia World Cup, and Kylian won. Kylian, why have I just called him Kylian?
First name basis.
Kylian. I'm a bit sick there. Mbappe won young player.
Yeah.
Harry Kane won Golden Boot. I don't remember him. Maybe he was still there because they finished third.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True.
I don't remember him being
in the
there.
stadium watching.
I doubt he was.
Yeah.
Player of the tournament was Griezmann, I think. I don't know. Maybe that was the Euros before. Must have been a French player.
Yeah. But then maybe in other years it's just what it is. It just happened this time that they all have.
Because the Golden Glove, you could have argued, could have gone to the Morocco goalkeeper, the Croatian goalkeeper. I think Martinez, you can't really argue, can you? But they're the other two people it could have gone to.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like it was a very easy option just to pick from the two teams in front of you,
and the player of the tournament was either going to went to whoever won the World Cup, basically.
Yeah, and exactly that. If France would have won, and Mbappe would have been given, Argentina win, they give it to Messi. So
yeah, I think that does that pretty much put a wrap on the final.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you got anything else to add?
No, we'll just on the World Cup in general, maybe we mentioned it, but 172 goals scored, the most ever.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 goal more than 2018 it might have been, and someone in 90s, 98 or something. But
which was interesting because there was a lot of 0-0 to start with, wasn't there? A lot of games going 0-0 half time, and it seemed a bit of a slow burner. But 172 goals. Is that?
172, as they said.
Yeah. Which will be you would imagine will be absolutely blown out of water next World Cup because of the amount of number of teams in there.
True, yeah. So that those sort of numbers and that will just be irrelevant. Yeah, true. That is true.
But yeah, we'll have a quick break, and we'll be back with some questions. We'll run through our horrific predictions.
Yeah, that is head loss, absolutely.
And maybe some Premier League chat. So we'll be back in a minute or so.
Hello listeners, it's former England and Premier League player Matt Jarvis here. Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Remember to support the podcast by sharing with your friends and family and leaving that 5-star review. Now come on you Irons and stay loyal.
So we're going to cover our pre-tournament predictions, Tate. I've sort of had obviously knew what I said as the tournament was going, but yeah, looking back recently, wow.
It's a bit embarrassing.
You're not embarrassed. Yeah, not good. Do you want to start us off? We're going to start a winner,
we'll start with the winner, yeah. We all went heavy on Brazil.
Yes, a few of the predictions I'd say were based on the success of Brazil, but yeah, I went Brazil for the winner.
Same. Quarter-final exit.
Yes.
Not great.
No, they weren't that. They looked very exciting in the group stage, didn't they? I think there was a real buzz, but yeah, they were.
They didn't look.
They suffered in the quarters.
Apart from beating Korea, they just didn't look World Cup winners quality or caliber. Like
on paper, you thought, oh bloody hell, their team's incredible, but yeah, maybe
clicked.
Neymar's injury didn't help him out, and it just didn't quite happen, did it? I'd like to have seen a Brazil Argentina semi-final. That would have been chaos.
Unbelievable, yeah.
That would have been incredible. But yeah, I picked the wrong South American giants.
Yeah, we're wrong there. Dark horse.
Who's yours?
I went Netherlands.
Yeah,
I would say that's like a 6 out of 10. 5 out of 10. What do they get to the quarters?
Quarterfinal, but
lost on penalty. No, they got lost on penalties. Argentina in the quarters. Yeah.
So they nearly scraped through, but their group, group was Senegal, Ecuador, Qatar, awful.
And who do they beat in the round?
And then they played USA in the round of 16. Yeah. So maybe
they took Argentina to the limits. I am clutching at straws.
Yeah. Well.
They were 5, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Well, my dark horse was Uruguay. Uruguay. Like the Turkish side was it 2018 or when everyone suddenly backed them because they had all these players, and Uruguay, they were horrible. Group stage, finished third.
South Korea knocked them out, didn't they?
Disgusting, yeah. Terrible shout, and I can't really offer much else. They were bad.
They were bad, yeah. They lost to Portugal.
Lost against Portugal, drew with the other two, I think, did they?
Beat Ghana.
No, yeah, they won. Yeah, they beat Ghana and they
drew with South Korea.
Must have drew, because I think South Korea and Uruguay are the same points, but South Korea went through on goal difference. But Uruguay rubbish. Very, very disappointing.
So the dark horse probably was Morocco, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, dark horse, I think, Morocco obviously getting to the semis.
Yeah, I would take Croatia as well.
Croatia getting to the semis. That's probably about it. I'd say that the rest of the sides that got to the quarterfinals is
pretty
about right. Yeah. I mean, there was a few differences, but I think most people would have gone with those. So,
we had where will England finish?
Yeah, on my England one, I think
I actually said quarters versus France.
On my,
I think I did get right.
When I actually spoke, I think I said quarters, and I said, well, we should play France, and I think I went with a bit of a positive edge and. Just went my heart and said we'd get to the semis. I'd give myself a slight tick there. But you said quarters outright, so definite.
Yeah.
But I think most people would have, like we said at the time, but wrote the tournament out and we should have ended up with France in the quarters like we did. And I think most people would have said we'd have got to that stage.
Golden boot.
I went with Messi.
Not a bad shout.
Wasn't a terrible shout.
I went Neymar. And Neymar rolled his ankle in after about 60 minutes and was like, oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, and then, but that was a problem. I've said Messi top goal scorer. I didn't even think, or not think, but I just didn't have Mbappe or France anywhere near it. And player of the tournament, I said Neymar. I think same as you, didn't you?
Player of the tournament, I said Neymar. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, that was to do with my thoughts of Brazil getting all the way. Similar, basically, what's happened with Argentina, and that Messi's been player of the tournament.
Because I know
if Brazil would have got there, Neymar would have been it.
You think how obviously the fine lines dictate football.
Yeah.
That quarter final could have easily gone Holland's way, Argentina out, and Brazil could have won on penalties against Croatia.
Yeah.
And then the Messi story doesn't exist,
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
Neymar story. It's all these fine.
Yeah.
Messi. I always think that your leader, your captain, your best player, your best penalty taker has to take the first penalty, like they did in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Neymar waited for the fifth.
Yeah.
Like he wants to score the winner. Take the first, get the ball
just
rolling.
Score. You've got to score anyway, so just score now. It doesn't matter if you score now or the third or fifth. You've got to score. So, like you said, though, shootouts have decided a few of the games like they always do in major tournaments, and I think that's total luck. A penalty shootout is total luck.
Young player of the tournament, as we touched on, was Enzo Fernandez. I initially had Vinny Jr., but then realised he wasn't.
He's 28. No, I'm joking.
He was 23, wasn't he? So then I should change it to God's child, Bukayo Saka.
Yeah. He wouldn't have.
Who I thought became second, apparently.
Yeah. I don't think he'd have been a terrible shout if we'd have got a bit further. But I went Bellingham with the young player. I don't necessarily think Bellingham should have got it because I said it, but like you said earlier, that I think someone else could have been nominated for that award. Surely, there's not just Bellingham, but surely, not just because he, like Fernandes shouldn't have got it just because he got to the final. There's plenty of players that played very well.
Yeah.
But Fernandes got it. I said Bellingham.
And then I think I got finally the flop.
Who did you go with?
Belgium.
Yeah. Although that is. Just bang on, they flopped. They're just out of the group stage, weren't they? Awful.
Yeah, I think they finished third in a group of Canada and Morocco and Croatia. And I just knew they weren't going to get out. I didn't think they were going to get out of that group. I just thought they're old. They've always flopped in major tournaments, even in their peak eras.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing with them. I wouldn't say it's. You've said it. You called it, but I wouldn't. Obviously, I didn't go with them. I said Portugal, but. I don't know. It's not. I wouldn't say it's an obvious one, but it's more of majority would go. Yeah, they'll probably maybe not get out of the group stage, but they're aging squad and they've never done well. But somehow they're still ranked. I think they're before the tournament they're ranked 2 or 3. Still, just I don't know how or why. And maybe we'll talk about it. Their manager is Roberto Martinez. So bizarre. But like I said, I went with Portugal. They got to the quarters and got beat by Morocco. Okay, they're probably frustrated they didn't beat Morocco, but I wouldn't say that's a flop at all. They looked pretty good up to that point, and that was just a one-off.
Morocco in a quarters though is
you'd be gutted, and obviously England, if that was us and other big nations, France, they wouldn't want to lose to Morocco. But the way that Moroccan side were playing, it was sort of written in the stars, wasn't it? They defending for their lives. Portugal dominated the ball the whole game and just didn't quite get there, but they were okay. I thought Portugal were pretty good.
Do we have any other categories? I think that was it.
No, that was
winner,
the
dark horse, golden boot, player of the tournament, young player, flop, and where will England finish?
Yeah, I didn't really get any of them.
No, I got where will England finish, really, sort of.
Yeah, you got the England one.
But it is hard. Like it's all a bit of fun. And mine was I was biased because I really wanted Neymar to do really well, but that went well.
Messi was the man.
Messi then at one stage was looking like, because I wanted to do a bet, and I wanted to do Neymar to win Golden Boot, win the World Cup, and be player of the tournament. And there was one stage that Messi was going to do all three.
Yeah.
And Sky Bet actually took that bet with someone else.
Oh, did they?
It was like 40-1, something like that. Something ridiculous. Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he took 20 quid on it, but obviously he didn't win the Golden Boot in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was not great predictions.
No, it wasn't. It was, I'm trying to look at it now, just thinking that's awful. Like, just so far off, just awful. Like my Portugal flop, it was what Germany did, or even Belgium. Sorry, that was what I was
Germany
hoping.
would have been a good.
That's what I would have thought. Portugal were doing, but just way off. Like we said, heavily backed Brazil and didn't quite come off, did it?
Well, should we move on to question time?
Yeah,
We've got a few questions in from our listeners.
Some of them,
First one here from Jim Hyde. Should winning the competition immediately warrant the best player award? ?
No, I don't think so, and that's what we sort of hinted at it. But yeah, good question, Jim. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'd say no, it doesn't. But it was always. I mean, Messi was good. He's a brilliant player. He scored, like I said, he scored at every stage. He had a very, very good tournament. But yeah, maybe there was other players around.
I think on this occasion, I would say whoever won it won the award, because it was a coin toss between Mbappe and Messi.
Saying that,
on this occasion, I would say yes. Yeah. But on other occasions, I'd say, because, like, for example, you can be the best player and be on the losing team.
And that's sorry. Let me rephrase what I said. To Jim's question, no, you don't have to win the competition to then suddenly get best player. But yeah, this year Messi was very good, and exactly like you said, if France had won, Mbappe would have been given it. Argentina win, it's given to Messi. But no,
because for example, when Messi won the Golden Ball, isn't it? Yeah. He won it in 2014, and was on the losing side.
Yes.
They lost the final to Germany, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that's this. Miles then spammed us with a few questions, but here we go. So it's Miles 000 on IG.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to follow
any young women,
very funny man, very large funny man. Was that his first question? Sorry, was that the best refereeing performance from the World Cup?
Yeah, I don't take much notice of the refs until they do bad. So, and there's been a lot of come out and said, he was really good,
wasn't he?
And he was good. I thought
that shout for the dive was very
to
good.
Call that as well. He's very brave, and you think about taking penalties and stuff, but being the ref in that World Cup final must be incredible pressure.
Polish, wasn't he? He was ex-player as well.
Yeah, that's what they keep going about. It's like, and I heard earlier on today they were talking to, like, Keown was discussing it with Simon Jordan on Talk Sport, but Keown was like, well, no, I can't. I'm not going to be a ref. I can't ref Arsenal versus Tottenham. Like, he's right. It just wouldn't work. And they're like, well, you're an ex-player and you got this. No, it's not the same, is it? Like, this guy, Polish guy, ex-professional, and turns out to be a very good ref. So,
I just don't think. Ferdinand said it. I wouldn't want to do it.
No,
it's such a stressful job.
Yeah. When
you've already got millions and millions of pounds,
you don't think you need. Yeah.
You want to sit up and rest up.
No.
It's such a thankful task. I don't know how much they get paid, but it's going to be pennies to what you get paid as a footballer.
Yeah, and I'm sure that ref, he might have been a professional footballer, but his career was obviously not worth pursuing. So he thought, right, refereeing is a better option, so I'm going to go with that. And so yes, being an ex-player might be a good idea, but I think that argument, is not quite sustained.
Miles' second question here. Should Giroud have been taken off this early, and was Coman the best sub to come on? Yes, I think he should have come off. They need to make a change.
Yeah.
And I did think Coman played quite well when he came on. I don't think it was the best one that come on. It was that the other winger, Kolo Muani.
Yeah, Kolo Muani.
I think he was fantastic when he played really well.
Yeah, no, I thought Giroud was. I wouldn't have done it, mate. I wasn't thinking, Giroud needs to come off, but I think it was, like we said earlier, it was brave from the manager and probably the right decision.
Until it wasn't fit or something was going on.
Yeah, and they needed to change something, didn't they? So him and Dembele both come off, but yeah.
Does this make Messi the greatest of all time?
I would have said he was anyway.
Yeah, we touched on it last week, didn't we? I wouldn't say it makes him. I just say he probably what he was
but
anyway. So
I think, like everyone keeps saying, it just definitely confirms what maybe people already thought. But yeah, like I said, he's won literally everything in the game. So
I mean, I have always liked Ronaldo.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean Ronaldo's not.
But it's
one of the greatest.
He has really let himself down on like a personal note.
Yeah.
The last 12 months.
Yeah.
Really let himself down, and it's just
his
so where Messi could be like the prima donna apparent when you don't see that.
No.
And Ronaldo's just been an absolute
arse, hasn't he? Just been
when he aligns himself with Piers Morgan now. You're not helping yourself, mate.
No. Messi was the GOAT, is the GOAT. Yeah. He's ridiculous. Like him winning now is like when Pele won the World Cup, Maradona won the World Cup.
And I'm glad he's won it now with PSG and not at Barcelona, because I just don't like Barcelona. I think that's why it took me a little bit of time to warm up to him, because I just hated that Barcelona team
that kept winning.
Dude, they were just corrupt by FIFA. Honestly, UEFA. It was UEFA's golden boy. Yeah. They knocked out Champions League twice with horrific decisions. But no, I won't go into that. Are Argentina arguably the best team in the world?
Are Argentina, as he said, are they?
Are Argentina the best team in the world?
Well, you can't disagree. They've won the World Cup.
I saw this question. I was like, would you fancy England to beat them?
If it was a
I think we've got more chance of beating Argentina than we have France. I know we obviously lost to France, but
Thursday night stadium light in Sunderland, I reckon we could do it. Henderson's hometown.
I would fancy us against Argentina. I don't know.
Maybe, but in a World Cup final, no, we wouldn't have won that game. I don't think.
I don't know.
But they won the World Cup, so you can't
Yeah.
currently argue that, can you?
You could even would Brazil beat them? I don't know. But yeah, like you said, they've got the trophy. You can't really deny that. And his final question: should Mbappe be upset after the performance after already winning the World Cup? I would say yes. He's got every right to be upset.
He's going to be. I think someone said it, but he's got a hat trick in a World Cup final. You've got a hat trick, so your team has scored at least 3 goals. He's going to be upset. Not to the extent that he's so annoyed and he's. I don't know. Yeah, he's gutted. He's lost the World Cup final. You just got a hat trick. You're going to be upset.
It was funny. Grace sent me a TikTok earlier, and it was some guy in a room standing up here. So I just wanted to say, after this performance, that I'm fantastic and you're trash. You're trash. You're trash. You're trash. You're trash. And he's going around his team just basically telling his teammates they're awful. And he's done all he can, and you've all let me down. But how can you score a hat trick in the World Cup final and still lose?
Ridiculous, really. Yeah, it's incredible.
I never saw, because I said to my dad, obviously it sounds like, but I'm assuming he gets the match ball. I never saw him with it.
Yeah, true. Does he walk? Yeah, he must do. Yeah, but does he want it? Does he just send it into Qatar somewhere?
You got to take it, haven't you? You got to take it and put your silver medal around it. But it was
bizarre. Yeah, no, definitely upset. Kylian Mbappe will be upset and return to PSG next week or whenever he does. And last question from Darren. DJ Darren Brown has said, can we really say this is the best World Cup ever?
I will say, I think that's the best World Cup final I've seen.
Definitely, yeah.
Not the best World Cup, though. My best World Cup is still 2002.
Yeah, I wouldn't say...
Or 2018, because that was a really good World Cup.
Yeah, I would say 2018 for me was a good World Cup. And obviously a lot of people are saying that it is considered the best World Cup because of all the lack of basically fan violence and all the rules and all the things everyone was moaning about and saying lots of things about. It turns out to be quite good. But for me, I just think the stadiums, like the one that the shipment containers that's now been transferred somewhere else, but they spent ridiculous of billions or whatever they spent on this World Cup. But those stadiums, they're not going to get used again, are they? They're just done. Like, it's just they built this whole World Cup for a month or whatever it's
5 weeks, yeah.
And it's now over. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the best World Cup. No.
No, and it's like you said with the stadiums, just the fans going early to beat traffic. A lot of fans. I know there was a lot of YouTubers and that.
Yeah.
Doing a competition to see how many games they can get to, and it wasn't the Argentina fans through the TV screen made it look like they were making one of the only teams that had real good atmosphere there. But I don't know, it just felt a bit plastic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I'm sort of trying to get at with the stadiums and the whole
bit monetized,
infrastructure around it.
Yeah,
it was a huge PR. I think a huge PR program from Qatar, and it seems to have worked. And from the start, all the pundits, commentators, and people who are obviously experts or consider themselves experts, and now their opinions have firmly changed. Obviously, apart from Roy Keane, but
well, they all had on day one. They all had their stance they all made.
Exactly.
Made a point, and then they just sort of
forgotten, wasn't it?
Move on with it, don't they?
Yeah.
There was a shambles of that One Love
they are banned.
They all said they're going to wear, and then they said they're actually going to get booked, and then they all quickly turned their mind and said, actually, no, if you're going to book us, we won't wear it then.
Yeah.
So that also showed how much you actually, if you wanted to make a stance,
you still do, wouldn't you?
You just.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say no. For me, definitely not the best World Cup.
No, for me, I wouldn't.
But not just for the footballing reasons.
Also horrific that's in the winter as well. For me, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, I prefer the summer. I definitely prefer a summer World Cup. But a lot of people are saying again that because most majority of players' seasons have just started, they're at this point now they're there's been some injuries, but they're at their peak fitness and a good time to play. Is that better than when they end their season, get to the summer, and then they've got to play World Cup? Do we see the better of them now? I don't know.
Because also, I did think this World Cup a bit of a slow burner. The group stages didn't think were fantastic, but all the knockout games I thought were very, very good, of a high standard, shall I say?
And exciting games, weren't they?
And the big players really
turned up, didn't they, for all their countries, really? Yeah, no. So again, thanks for the questions.
Yeah,
very good.
So I've got a quick team of the tournament here. One we just ran off. The only real players I sort of struggled with. I think a lot of it sort of picks itself. That was the goalkeeper. We've got Martinez, the Croatian goalkeeper, and the
Moroccan goalie.
Moroccan goalkeeper. I think it's a toss-up. I personally probably put Martinez in there.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, maybe Martinez because of his performance in the final.
That save and then the penalty save is won them the tournament.
Yeah, and the shootout against Holland, he's heavily involved again. Yeah, maybe Martinez. Obviously, Morocco's story's very good, and I think they kept the most clean sheets.
Yeah, and then of the back four, I just put Hakimi, Garvagol. Is it the one from?
Yeah, the centre back
Croatia. Yeah. Put Roman Saiz in there actually.
Did you?
The Moroccan, I thought he was played quite well. Left back, I sort of struggled. Put that the Argentinian guy in. I can't pronounce his name.
Tagliafico.
That's the one. Yeah. Midfield was Modric, Griezmann, and Amrabat. I think that pretty much picked itself.
Yeah.
You could put but then I didn't put Enzo Fernandez in there, so I'm like.
Yeah. If he's young player, surely he gets in.
But then I also thought Modric was class. Took him any. I think was just as good as him. So
and even. Keep going on, but Bellingham had a good tour up to the point. Obviously, you get knocked out, so yeah, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's very hard to.
And then obviously the front three, I put Messi and Mbappe, and then you've got a striker to pick from, and I put Alvarez.
Yeah.
Just because he scored the third most goals, joint with Giroud. But it was Mbappe on 8 goals, 2 assists, Messi on 7 goals, 3 assists, Alvarez on 4, and Giroud on 4.
Yeah, no, I think you can't really. You could debate that all day. I think the people's preference and teams, but.
Talking about Alvarez, do you think he was the standout Premier League player?
Possibly, yeah, maybe.
Him or Martinez, really.
Yeah, I thought Romero in the final again. I wouldn't say he stuck out to me the whole tournament, but the final, I thought Romero centre half was really good.
Really didn't want him to win that.
Well, for me, like you, but if Argentina win it, Romero wins it, great. If France win it, Lloris gets another World Cup somehow. So, yeah, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I don't know. I suppose we talk about the Premier League, but, yeah, maybe Alvarez from the Premier League was very good. Again, I keep going about England, but I thought some of our players were very good as well.
Yeah.
Up to the point of getting knocked out, I thought we were a good side. Yeah.
Well, should we have a quick break and then...
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
Chat on the Premier League?
Yeah, look ahead to the Premier League, I think. So that sort of brings an end to the World Cup 2022. It's done, isn't it? Done and dusted.
In the history books. Next time we'll be talking about the World Cup. We'll be in America or Canada or in Mexico.
I'll be 29 years old.
I'll be 32.
Will we still be in the bunker? Who knows?
I don't know. We could be in our lush studio. I was thinking on a new lush sofa.
Yeah.
Through the income the podcast is produced already.
There's improvements coming in. So so now we look ahead back to the Premier League.
Yes. So starts on Monday, a week today, Boxing Day. Brentford Spurs, Palace Fulham, Everton Wolves, Leicester Newcastle, Southampton Brighton, Villa Liverpool, Arsenal West Ham, and then on Tuesday, Chelsea Bournemouth, Man United Notts Forest, and on Wednesday Leeds versus Man City. For some of them teams, it'll be their second game because they play kicks off tomorrow, doesn't it? Carabao again.
I was going to say the League Cup starts again, doesn't it? Yeah, we're probably a good thing we're out of that, but yeah, it's a weird one. For me, like we could be playing anyone, we could be whatever fixture we have, but it's just like I almost think, what the hell is going to happen in the first game back?
So off the top of my head, didn't I see that Richarlison's injured?
Yeah, I think Richarlison's injured. Romero's playing, but
Romero and Lloris won't play, will they?
No, I don't think I can't see Romero coming back. To be honest, I think it will be a story. He'll just be stuck in Argentina.
Well, It's funny you say that because he was sort of, I don't know what his injury was, but he didn't play with Spurs for like a month and a half before he was on.
Yeah, exactly that, and that's what we've been saying is like.
So did Richarlison. He didn't play.
Just sacked it off and they got ready for the World Cup, and I can't see Romero returning from Buenos Aires. So yeah, we shall see, I suppose. But that's why I almost wanted to talk about the Premier League tonight. Is that with the World Cup and for example, Romero and McAllister from Argentina. I had listened to I heard saying it was Brighton's chief exec on TalkSport talking about Brighton. Obviously, McAllister, the great story that is. But he said, I mean, like Argentinian Federation have been in touch with the government and all that. And of course, their players have got to go back to their home country and celebrate. So, that first game,
they've got Charlton tomorrow, I think.
Exactly, yeah. And I've seen some stuff and all the Charlton players like bowing down to McAllister. Yeah, it's funny, but. Yeah, who knows? Who knows when those players are going to come back?
So Fraser Foster in goal on Boxing Day.
Yeah, big old,
make his
Forster.
league debut for Spurs. So, but then Arsenal, for example, have got West Ham. But Arsenal didn't have that many players. But West Ham, I can't remember if they had any players go to the World Cup, did they? They should be fine.
No, they had the Moroccan centre back, didn't he? But he's been injured.
And Declan Rice.
Yeah, true. But then for me on that argument, and like you bring up whoever you want, and that's why I want to talk about it. But for example, England, we played 5 games. All right, Rice played I think every minute probably. Might have got subbed off for the last few, but played 5 games in
5 weeks.
5 weeks. So it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not. They're not been overplayed and they're not stressing things out. And yes, they're injured. They're playing through, but they would be playing more football if the season was like a regular year. So I don't buy the argument of it's too much football and there's so much football in a short amount of time. I don't really get that. So I don't think there'll be, unless you're injured, I don't think there's any real issues with what's happened.
Because talking from an Arsenal point of view, Ramsdale obviously didn't play minutes. So no excuse why he should not be playing.
Ben White's come home early, didn't play a minute.
Yeah, he should be starting. So someone like Saliba, he played like 60 minutes.
Got to the final, great.
But he won't play on Boxing Day, which is annoying.
Yeah, but he hasn't played a minute of football for over a month probably.
Yeah.
So
it means big Rob Holding's going to be playing against West Ham, which I'm a bit nervous about.
But surely Saliba should say, no, I'm fine. Like I'm coming back. I'm playing.
You think so? But I imagine they get 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
imagine they do. I don't know.
And I've similar, maybe Lloris get a week off, but he should be in as soon as possible. Like, there's no reason for him not to be. I don't know.
But it goes straight back in, and then they play. I think there's Premier League games every day from Boxing Day to New Year's Day. I think because Arsenal play again on New Year's Eve, 5:30 away at Brighton, probably the homecoming of McAllister.
Yes.
I'm a bit nervous to restart the season now because we were on such good form. This is me from a selfish Arsenal point of view. We were on such good form. 14 games, top of the league, 5 points clear. I don't want it all to go. I mean, I don't expect us to win the league, but I just don't want it to go to
suddenly plummet.
Yeah,
not that you'd be 9th, but I know what you're saying.
We've been so well. We were on such a nice buzz, and for it just to come crashing down because of a World Cup that's got in the way of our good form.
And Jesus, your best player's out for what, 3 months?
3 months, yeah. But I'm actually not. I don't think that's the end of the world because obviously he's been really good for us. Well, the critics say he hasn't scored in 10 games. Well, this is the chance for Eddie to stand up. But he does bring much more to the game than goals, which also that's what Nketiah does when he played for us the last 10 games of last season when we had Lacazette do absolute jack all for nothing, and he came around and actually did a bit, and it was a breath of fresh air. And if he can, I think he scored 5 goals in his last 10 games. If he can score 5 goals in his next 10 games, he'll score more goals than Jesus has scored this season.
And maybe he's a different player. He needs those goals to show people that he's actually worth his while. But on that, I wouldn't say you're gonna Eddie Nketiah's rubbish, and because you've lost Jesus, you're now gonna be awful. But he is just a drop off. Like you can't avoid the fact that he's a drop off, and that has to affect Arsenal. It's not you. Yeah. Not that you can't, but it's very unlikely that suddenly you're going to be as good, if not better, than you were with Jesus. So for us and everyone else in the league, it's a good thing. It's obviously terrible injury. It's not. You don't wish a bad injury upon anyone, but it's a good thing that Jesus is out.
Because in them 3 months we will play City at home, Spurs away, I'm sure we'll play other big games.
Yeah.
But they're the two off the top of my head I know we play in January.
Yeah.
So they are all big games coming. But then if you want to be... unless you're Man City, you just can't compete with that. And Man City,
you can't afford
Haaland cooking for the last 5 weeks, but they've also had their reserve striker win the World Cup, scoring 4 goals and actually playing some games. Like the World Cup's on Alvarez. He hasn't played all season.
No.
Barely played all season. This has done an absolute wonders.
Yeah. And again, their team, majority of their players that went to the World Cup played 4 or 5 games tops, and within those 4 or 5 games, players might not have played the full time as well. So again, that argument of they're tired, they've been playing, they'll be absolutely fine. So Man City probably start off where they left off, basically, didn't they? Where they left the season. So
well, they left the season losing to Brentford, and that's the first game back.
Yeah,
12:30.
I think they've just been training every
Ivan
day.
Toney, nice and fresh.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Tough place to go, Brentford. And the other one, the other standout team I wanted to talk about was Newcastle. So they're third at the moment. They haven't had that many players go.
No.
It's all good vibes around Newcastle at the moment. Is there I'm just talking out the top of my head here. Is there a World Cup star that stood out that they could go for? I don't know, just trying to think. Maybe something like that Enzo Fernandez. If Liverpool are after him, apparently. Why can't
there's a lot of them.
Why can't Newcastle go for him?
Maybe Bellingham. They just go all out and pay over the odds for Bellingham and give him everything and more. Maybe in the summer or sooner rather than later he gets nabbed up by them. But yeah, maybe Fernandez. Maybe the Croatian centre half that a lot of people are tipping to make a big. I think is he Inter Milan already?
Who, Garvahol?
Yeah, who's he playing for? Might be an awful shout, but let me just check that. But yeah, he might be another name because again, top clubs around the world are being linked with him.
And then another interesting game. There's 2 interesting games I want to talk about. Everton versus Wolves. 2 teams really struggling. Wolves rock bottom, are they?
Yeah. Sorry, Vardial plays for Red Bull Leipzig.
So not Inter Milan. Everton versus Wolves. 2 teams struggling. It was Lopeteguy's first game in charge away at Goodison. Both teams need a win there. Yeah. They are struggling. And then Chelsea-Bournemouth on the Tuesday. I do think this could be the only game Chelsea win all month, or for the next 5 games.
Do you reckon?
Because I think they've got City up. They've got their City in the FA Cup coming up, I think, and they've got City in the Carling Cup as well, I think.
I think they've already played.
Or Liverpool have they got? Oh, they're out that. Sorry.
Yeah.
They've already lost 4 on the trot, haven't they?
Yeah, they played City in the Cup, yeah.
They've lost their last 4, and they've got some tough games coming up. I think he could be sacked by February. That was a shout.
It could be. Yeah, Potter could be the end. I wouldn't be surprised at all in the new year.
And then probably either Man United or Chelsea will go and spend £80 million on McAllister.
But yeah, that's the thing now. McAllister's price suddenly skyrocketed, and
it's just signed a new contract in October as well.
Really smart from Brighton just for the World Cup. They knew he was going to blossom. Yeah, but that's the thing. January is round the corner. Arsenal, Tottenham, Newcastle. They're going to buy a big City. Are they going to buy someone of note?
Probably just because they can.
Yeah, it's I'm not looking forward to Brentford. That's for sure.
Have you got any doubts on Harry Kane bouncing back?
No, not at all. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
he'll be absolutely fine. Probably he won't get clapped like Saka got clapped and cheered by Tottenham, by Arsenal fans. But yeah, Harry Kane will be absolutely fine.
Okay.
We've got the Irish Cafu supporting him, so we'll be all right.
Talking about support, did you see that Instagram post about that Jason Cummings?
Oh, I did. Yeah,
on Messi.
Leo.
Yeah. Listen, don't play the occasion. Keep it simple. Get your first pass off.
He's got to be joking. He must be getting paid to do that, but that's very funny.
Oh, really?
Very funny.
Villa versus Liverpool. See, like I said off air earlier, I forgot Unai Emery was even back in this Premier League. So it feels a bit weird talking about Premier League now. I'm getting...
Yeah, it feels like we've been in this little World Cup bubble, whatever, for a few weeks, and that's all we know. But yeah, I suppose because it's in the winter, it's different.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's his name again, Darwin Núñez chaos again.
Yeah. Well, he was so bad in the World Cup with Uruguay, so hopefully Bentancur sorted himself out.
So let's refresh our memories. The bottom 3 at the moment are Wolves, Bournemouth, Forest.
Yes,
I think.
I'll just get the league up now.
I know Everton around there. Leeds, they must be in and around there. Bournemouth now have a manager, don't they?
Yep.
He got given the job. Gary O'Neill got given the job.
So the bottom three is Wolves, rock bottom, Southampton. Nottingham Forest, 18th.
And Southampton have new manager, don't they? Gary, is it? No.
The guy from
Luton Town.
Yeah, from Luton.
All these teams have got new managers now. De Zerbi at Brighton. That's it. Yep. Wow. How do you think Spurs will bounce back from the World Cup break?
I think we shouldn't suffer from it. I think we weren't playing that brilliant beforehand, but yeah, I don't think we'll suffer from that hangover from the World Cup. Maybe Harry Kane might stutter for a couple of games, but yeah, we've got to be battling for top four. Definitely, that's the aim. Surely.
Any news on Conte's contract?
Nah, not at all. No. Although again, I said the other day, but England just been knocked out, and then 2 days later on Sky News they're talking about Conte and the money we've supposedly spent. It's like the World Cup's still going on. The semi-finals haven't been played yet. What are we talking about Conte and Tottenham for? Bloody hell, give it a rest. But yeah, no, it's back, isn't it? Really, it's back, and I'm very apprehensive about it, I have to say.
Yes, I'm a bit. No, but I'll be better on if we win on Boxing Day.
Who have you got Boxing Day?
West Ham at home.
West Ham. Oh God.
8 o'clock. But I'll go back to the Emirates. Will be first time.
Yeah,
will be good.
No, that'd be quite strange for you. A home game, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Boxing Day home game. We haven't one for you since you've had your stadium. I think this is our second one.
But that's the thing we're sort of trying to talk about now. But nobody knows how teams are going to be. There might be, I don't know, Crystal Palace might come back and be brilliant. Brentford might carry on and be brilliant. You just don't know. Arsenal might be awful. Man City might be terrible. Who knows? Like Newcastle might climb to the top. I
can promise you one thing. Maguire will continue to be awful.
Yes, Slaven will return to his normal self.
They're at home to Forest, so he'll play in that game, won't he? Because Martinez won't play, neither will Varane. No. So it'll be him and Lindelof.
Ooh, dealing with J-Link.
Brilliant. Dennis and another 1,000 players they're going to sign in January.
Gibbs White and Aurier bombing down the wing. Fat Luke Shaw chasing after Aurier. Yeah, that'd be good.
No, I am looking forward to it. And all these games are on Amazon Prime, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
First.
Dodgy stream.
Which was why I'm glad I'm going to the games. I don't have to
that.
Don't have to deal with them awful streams on Amazon Prime. So the next podcast will probably be, I don't know what your plans around our Christmas. Or our listeners' plans, who are the most important ones actually listen to. We've actually got to listen to it.
What about you, mate? No, maybe, I don't know, we sort it out next week, maybe, but if it's not next week, then it'll be the week after, so it could be a gap, could be a little gap.
We'll keep the fans updated on the socials.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
But should we give a quick prediction, or what game would you like to pick?
What's the run through them quickly, Boxing Day?
Brentford versus Spurs, Palace versus Fulham, Everton, Wolves, Leicester, Newcastle, Southampton, Brighton, Villa, Liverpool, Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea, Bournemouth, Man United, Forest, and Leeds versus City. The Haaland derby.
I think we need to go Arsenal, West Ham, definitely.
Arsenal, West Ham. And a side note, how many goals is Haaland going to score in his first game back?
5. Yeah. If he's playing Leeds, it's ridiculous. The guy, like we said, has just been charged up. So
I'll put it out there. He's going to score a hat-trick first game back.
He'll just obliterate the goal scoring record. He has to.
Was it 18 already?
Yeah, he's...
Arsenal, West Ham then.
When is that? What time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Which is a really weird game for a really weird time for a...
That'd be bad, wouldn't it? Home, Arsenal, West Ham, 8 o'clock, that is going to be...
Well, there's no trains, so...
Oh. Oh, God, it's getting worse. Go on, you go.
2-1 Arsenal. Eddie double.
Eddie. Oh, God. I can't deal with that every week. A prediction and Eddie double until he gets...
Well, put it this way, mate. I bought the Arsenal shirt. I've got Eddie 14 on the back. That shirt is getting worn for the first time. It's been hung up ever since I bought it.
Yeah.
It's going to be worn for the first time Boxing Day. I'll get it out for the Amazon TV cameras.
I reckon I'm going to go Arsenal. No, I can't do that. I think David Moyes masterclass. 1-1.
1-1?
I reckon 1-1. They're going to be typical West Ham like they've always been. Basically in Morocco.
Yeah.
And 1-1. They're
1-1. 1-1 City win. Goes down to 3 points the gap.
Yes.
Then City win next week. We lose. Title over.
On Eddie.
Tears for Tate.
Do you think Eddie will get to 10 goals by the end of the season?
All comps or just Prem?
Just Prem.
Probably not.
No.
But I think. I still.
How do I support him?
I still think he'll outscore any Man United player there is. Well, he's already outscored Ronaldo.
We'll see. That
counter.
The counter is definitely on.
Yeah. So I think that's the counter. Hopefully, can start ticking away. Well, he's going to get his first Premier League start.
Yeah.
It could be his first Premier League start out of 15. This could be his first start. He hasn't played more than 29 minutes in one game.
Who did you play the other day? Juve. Did you see his chance?
Yeah, and I a sign of a bad sign is when you're not creating chances. He also had 2 goals ruled out for offside, dubious offside. there was no VAR.
Oh, okay.
Dubious offside. Yeah, he missed, but
it was a bad miss.
His finishing is the least of my worries. It's his other stuff. He's a really good. He's probably the best finisher in the club. Because Jesus is an erratic finisher, but he's obviously a superb striker. Whereas it's Eddie's other stuff he has to improve on. His finishing, he's fox in the box, quote unquote, should I say.
Battering some question at you about him, but I mean, you don't have to answer to come back to it. But do you reckon Nketiah next World Cup?
Well, someone said this at work, and I did actually laugh and said no way, because who is the next?
Who's the next big one? I don't know. We're not sure.
I think Nketiah should have changed allegiance and gone to Ghana for this World Cup. He could have. He's far better than Andre Ayew.
He would have been in the squad, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would have played.
Yeah.
I think he'd get more. He's got more chance becoming an international player for Ghana than anything he has for England, because they're probably. But Tony's better than him probably. Callum Wilson is. Calvert-Lewin, if fit, probably is better.
Yeah, I don't know, but then everyone discussed it. But when Kane is finished or done in the next World Cup, he'll be 32. Oh, really?
No, he's 30. He's 30 in July now, isn't he? So it'll be 3 years.
He might be 30, whatever.
32, 33, yeah, 33,
34, whatever it might be. So yeah, and I think he'll still play at that World Cup. I mean, he might not start, but I think he'll be 34 years old. Whether he'll be a solid player, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe Nketiah. But apart from Kane, there's a lot to. Do you know what I mean? You can pick anyone. There's a lot to go from. I don't know. Maybe
we shall see. Right, I think that brings a nice close to the podcast. Just under an hour and a half.
Bring us around to your teaser.
Yes. Oh, forgot about that. So let's refresh the memories. Kingsley Coman and Tukameni both missed penalties for France last night. But who missed the penalty for France in the 2006 World Cup final?
Was it Zidane?
Zidane got sent off, mate.
Why have I got? I've pictured him like
he scored a penalty
in his haunches.
He scored a penalty.
Did he?
He chipped it down the middle, but he scored a penalty in the shootout.
Okay,
he got sent off before the shootout, didn't he?
He did. He absolutely clarted Materazzi, didn't he? Oh God!
I'll give you a second guess.
I can't even think of their squad.
Should we give you a clue?
You can, yeah.
This probably won't help you, but he's on the similar sort of level as Nicolas Anelka.
Oof.
It wasn't Anelka, but it's that sort
vibe.
Of.
Okay, I want to go. This is my guess. I have no idea. I'm going to go Ribéry.
No. David Trezeguet.
Ah, Trezeguet.
Yeah. He hit the crossbar.
Did he? I was never getting that.
Yeah.
Not if my guess was Zidane.
I'm pretty sure, if my memory serves me correct, I think he came on for Henry to take the penalty.
Oh, it's never good. He
missed it.
Don't do it.
He missed it. But no, that rounds up the podcast.
And the end of the World Cup podcast.
Yeah. It's 4 years. Well, the next tournament with the Euros, we won't do any Nations League.
Oh, yeah.
Shiver in my boots.
International football is a break. That is a given.
But no, yeah, congratulations to Argentina.
Yep.
And next time you'll hear our lovely voices will be after
the fixtures, probably.
Round 15 of the Premier League. So no, thank you for listening. Again, we're posting out Tuesday morning on all the socials, so retweet, repost, like, share, whatever. Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep getting involved, and like I said, on the Facebook, Instagram, whatever, send us messages. Like I said, like, share it. Keep passing it on. That's all. Yeah, as more people that listen and enjoy it, then that's good for us. But I hope you enjoyed these few little World Cup episodes we've done, and I think they've been a bit shorter, a little bit obviously a little different, something different to talk about. So we've enjoyed doing them. So hopefully you've enjoyed listening.
Yeah, and take care and stay loyal.
Stay loyal.